What happens when peace crumbles in an instant? When negotiations fail and a nation's stability hangs by a thread? Who would governments rely on to restore order, eliminate an imminent threat, or capture a high-value target? Not a large army or a visible force, but a shadow team, operatives trained to move in silence, act decisively, and succeed under impossible circumstances. These are the Special Forces, the elite soldiers who step in when the stakes are life or death. Today, we're diving into the top 10 deadliest Special Forces units in the world in 2024. But it's not just about who they are. It's about understanding why they exist and how they maintain the balance of power in an increasingly unpredictable world. But here's the real question. What makes these units truly special? Is it their cutting-edge equipment, their grueling training, or something deeper, like a mindset that sets them apart? Let's find out. To understand why modern special forces exist, let's go back to a pivotal moment in military history, World War II. Back then, conventional armies faced challenges they couldn't overcome with brute force alone. That's when the British Special Air Service, or SAS, changed everything. Their idea was revolutionary. Instead of deploying massive battalions, they sent small, highly skilled elite teams deep into enemy territory to disrupt supply lines, gather critical intelligence, and undermine enemy plans. That idea changed warfare forever. Today, nearly every major military has its version of the SAS. Units designed to operate in the shadows, where traditional rules of war no longer apply. So let's break down the top 10 deadliest Special Forces units in the world in 2024, ranking them by their training, mission success, and global influence. Number 10. Marcos, India. Let's start with India's Marcos, Marine Commandos. They're nicknamed the Dadawals, or the Bearded Army, a nod to their rugged and unrelenting presence. But don't let the nickname fool you. These operatives are anything but regional players. Marcos specializes in high-stakes maritime operations, but their versatility stands out. Whether scaling the icy peaks of the Himalayas or infiltrating dense tropical forests, they've mastered the art of adaptability. In 2024, Marcos has been pivotal in countering piracy in the Indian Ocean and neutralizing insurgent threats in volatile areas. Their training? Grueling. Their operations? Utterly ruthless. This is a unit built to endure and dominate in any environment. Think about this. What does it take to master such a wide spectrum of warfare? For Marcos, the answer lies in relentless preparation and an unbreakable mindset. Number 9. Sayeret Matkal, Israel. Next, we land in Israel, home to Sayeret Matkal, the country's most secretive and deadliest unit. Think of them as the tip of the spear in Israel's fight against terrorism. This unit was behind the legendary Operation Entebbe in 1976, a daring hostage rescue thousands of miles from home in Uganda. That mission became the blueprint for modern counterterrorism. Fast forward to 2024, and Sayeret Matkal remains at the forefront of counterterrorism, with expertise ranging from cyber warfare to intelligence gathering. Their operations are the stuff of legend, blending stealth, precision, and a relentless drive to defend against threats far beyond their borders. Here's the thing. Their strength doesn't just lie in their firepower, but in their ability to outthink their adversaries. It's no wonder they're considered one of the most dangerous Special Forces units in the world. Number 8. Special Services Group, Pakistan. Let's turn to Pakistan's Special Services Group, or SSG. Known as the Black Storks, a nod to their iconic headgear, they are designed for the impossible. Imagine braving the jagged peaks of the Himalayas one day and the scorching deserts of Balochistan the next. That's the reality for the SSG, a unit trained to adapt to extreme conditions and unconventional warfare. In recent years, the SSG has been at the forefront of counterterrorism operations in Pakistan's volatile tribal regions. Their expertise in high-altitude combat and guerrilla tactics rivals even the most elite global forces. Here's the question. How do you prepare for a battlefield where the rules are constantly shifting? For the Black Storks, the answer is simple. Train harder, move faster, and strike smarter. Number 7. Alpha Group, Russia. Alpha Group. Just hearing the name evokes a sense of fear. And for good reason. This elite Russian counterterrorism unit has been synonymous with brutal efficiency since its Cold War origins. Their hallmark? Swift, decisive action in the face of chaos. Take the 2002 Moscow theater crisis. While the operation remains controversial, their aggressive tactics saved hundreds of lives. But Alpha Group isn't just about brute force. In 2024, they've expanded their arsenal, blending psychological warfare with cutting-edge cyber capabilities. They're secretive, incredibly well-trained, and adept at using modern technology alongside sheer force. Picture this: operatives who can dismantle a terror cell one day and penetrate a digital network the next. They're not just adapting to modern threats, they're defining how counterterrorism is fought. Number 6. JTF-2 Canada. Canada might not be the first country you think of when it comes to elite special forces, but Joint Task Force 2, or JTF-2, has earned its place among the deadliest. This unit is renowned for its precision and stealth. Did you know they hold the world record for the longest confirmed sniper kill, 3,540 meters? That's the kind of accuracy that changes the course of a mission. In 2024, JTF-2 continues to operate in the shadows, specializing in counterterrorism, covert surveillance, and eliminating high-value targets. Their partnerships with units like Delta Force and the SAS make them indispensable in global anti-terror operations. What sets JTF-2 apart is their ability to execute flawlessly, even in extreme environments. Their motto might as well be, "No room for error." Number 5. GIGN France. Next, we head to France's GIGN, or the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, France's elite counterterrorism force. While GIGN might not be the largest special forces unit on this list, they pack a serious punch. What sets them apart is their specialization in hostage rescues. GIGN is trained to handle extreme scenarios, think hijacked planes, and mass terror attacks. In recent years, GIGN has taken on an expanded role, tackling both domestic and international terror threats across Europe. In 2024, their focus has shifted to protecting critical infrastructure from both physical and cyber threats. Their work doesn't just protect France, it influences the security of the entire continent. Number 4. Delta Force, United States. Delta Force. The name alone conjures up images of shadowy missions in hostile territory. This ultra-secretive U.S. unit specializes in direct action missions, like capturing high-value targets. Officially, they don't even exist, or so the government says. But their role in missions like the capture of Saddam Hussein and the raid on ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is impossible to ignore. These operators are selected from the best of the best. They are the go-to team for missions deemed impossible. But for Delta, impossible is just a starting point. In 2024, Delta Force continues to operate on the razor's edge, countering threats in Africa, the Middle East, and beyond. Delta isn't just about firepower or tactics. It represents the cutting edge of special forces training, intelligence, and psychological resilience. Their precision, advanced weaponry, and ability to operate deep in enemy territory make them one of the deadliest forces on Earth. Number 3. Spetsnaz GRU Russia. Spetsnaz GRU operates in the shadows of geopolitics, where traditional warfare meets espionage. Unlike Alpha Group, which focuses on counterterrorism, Spetsnaz is Russia's elite military intelligence force. Their specialties? Unconventional warfare, sabotage, and deep infiltration. These operatives aren't just soldiers. They're chess pieces in Russia's global strategy. In 2024, Spetsnaz is increasingly active in contested regions like the Arctic, where nations are vying for control over critical resources. Their brutal training, live bullets firing, and mastering hand-to-hand combat create soldiers as tough as the environments they operate in. While their tactics may be controversial, one thing is clear: Their effectiveness in guerrilla warfare and sabotage cements their place as one of the deadliest units in the world. Number 2, British SAS, United Kingdom. The British SAS is where it all began. Who dares wins. This mantra defines the SAS, and their legacy proves it. Think back to 1980, when they stormed the Iranian embassy in London in front of live TV cameras. That operation not only saved lives, but also solidified the SAS as a global force to be reckoned with. In 2024, the SAS continues to set the standard, operating in some of the world's most volatile regions. From counterterrorism to reconnaissance, they've done it all. Their training is legendary, grueling, relentless, and designed to push recruits to their limits. Here's the thing, they're not just soldiers, they're innovators, constantly redefining what's possible in modern warfare. Their influence is everywhere, cementing their place among the world's deadliest special forces. Number 1, Navy SEALs, United States. And finally, at number 1, we have the Navy SEALs, the world's deadliest and most versatile special forces unit. Their name stands for sea, air, and land, and they truly dominate in all three. From the raid that killed Osama bin Laden to covert missions across the globe, the SEALs have redefined what it means to be elite. In 2024, the SEALs are still leading the charge in counterterrorism, hostage rescues, and high-stakes missions. Their adaptability is unmatched, whether infiltrating enemy territory underwater, parachuting into hostile zones, or engaging in urban warfare. But here's the thing, being a SEAL isn't just about physical strength, it's about mental endurance. These operators train harder, think faster, and execute flawlessly, making them the deadliest special forces unit in the world. So, what's the big takeaway from all this? These top 10 deadliest special forces units of 2024 aren't just about brute strength or daring missions. They reflect a world still entrenched in conflict, power struggles, and division. But here's the thing. Behind every daring mission are individuals, soldiers who've trained to the brink of human endurance, traded personal comfort for duty, and faced unimaginable risks, all for a cause greater than themselves. So as we marvel at their skill and resilience, we also need to ask a bigger question. What kind of world do we live in where these forces are a necessity? It's not just about who's the strongest or deadliest. It's about the tensions and conflicts that keep these units in demand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Shadow Warriors shaping geopolitics, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the unseen forces shaping our world. Let us know in the comments, which of these forces do you think is the most impressive and why? Thanks for watching.